That's right. It's Thursday, y'all. It's right here during a rainy, random Thursday. It's your boy K with your mama's #1 draft pick. This is the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. And man, let me tell you something. We got a show for you today. I got the gang in the building like we always do. So big shouts out to my guy, Bobby G. I see you. AP Alan Perales, what's going on? Fellas, so much is happening in the world today as far as sports is concerned. We're going to make sure we get on top of all of it. Big shouts out to our guest today, Evan Wheeler of P5 Athletics will be joining us. That's right. Fresh off the birth of that brand new baby. You know how it is, man. When that baby got that new smell, you got to hold them a little closer. You got to feed them a little more. It's something about the new babies. You know what I'm saying? You just can't put them down. They're just so precious. Anyway, man, it's your boy Kid with your mama's #1 draft pick. We might as well go ahead and get into it, boys. Y'all ready?
Yes, we're very ready. Anything to get away from the smell of new babies.
You know what it is. You know what it is when you got that new baby smell. Let's hit it.
This is Rec Room Sports. Olympians carrying the torch, going where they don't go. We ain't lost. From the optics to the topics, we got this with synopsis. Think outside the boxes like Jay on the mic or your boy K Witt. Joe is my coach, T Sweat on the mix. All sports, even if you catch fish like Nate Diaz catches fists. You need to catch this episode, it's a can't miss. We go live and you should subscribe and X's and O's. We made our plan, yo.
That's right. It's your boy K with your mama's #1 draft pick, and we are here live in the Anna John Levine Studios. It's the Rec Room Sports Radio Show, man, and we are doing the darn thing. Big shouts out to everybody in Jacksonville. What it do, folks? It's about to go down. The Western Conference Finals, Game 6 tonight. Oklahoma City Thunder and the Spurs. Will we get a Game 7? We're going to talk about that in a little bit more, of course, man. Once again, y'all know me, man. It's your boy K with your mama's #1 draft pick, and we got the gang with us in the building today. Big shouts out to the homie Bobby G, Cleveland's own, but Las Vegas is home. Bobby G, what it do? How you feeling?
A little disappointment, but now that I've had some time to recuperate, I'm good. Plus, I got the Golden Knights, so we about to get another ring. Hey, life is great here.
Wow. Okay. Titletown is now in Vegas. That's what you're trying to say, bro?
Yes, it is.
And then, of course, man, my guy, four-time Rookie of the Year and podcaster, my good friend, AP Alan Perales in the building. AP, how we feeling today, bro?
Don't worry, Bobby. I'll join you there pretty soon, getting another ring. So,
oh, wow.
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Other than having obvious back problems today, but other than that, it's been a great day. So
no bad problems to me, man. We got the stretch, bro. We got the stretch.
Just work it out.
Right. And then, of course, man, we got a lot going on today, so we're going to get right into it. There are some headlines that we have to hit because we missed a few things from last week's show up until now, but we're going to get right into it, man. So first and foremost, let's talk about a little football, man. Derwin James. That's right. The Bolts have officially locked down their heart and soul of that secondary. That's right. Derwin James is staying put. The Chargers and Derwin James have agreed to a massive 3-year, $75.6 million extension. Oh, my goodness. This deal officially makes him the highest paid safety in the NFL for the second time in his career. So he's the highest paid safety in NFL history. All right, pulling in the average of about $25.2 million per season. Now, whether he's flying in the backfield or locking down the league's best tight end, Derwin is ultimately the best Swiss Army knife there is. Now he's being paid like it. With Coach Harbaugh and the new look defense, the energy is going into OTAs right now. It's currently through the roof. So congratulations to Derwin James. Here in Jacksonville, we really don't like Derwin James like that because of how, that heated rivalry which has taken place in the playoffs, and we're looking forward to seeing them here in Jacksonville once again. But of course, got to give a big shout out to Derwin James getting that BAG. You heard? Okay. And then next thing, not so good news. Rashee Rice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, back in March 2024, Rice was involved in a high-speed street racing incident in Dallas. This caused a multi-car crash and injured several people. Later, he pled guilty in July 2025 to felony charges related to the crash. And as a part of the deal, he was going to be put on 5 years of probation, which would also include 30 days of jail time if he was to forfeit or break the probation. So, just so happens, May 2026, Rice tested positive for THC. Y'all know what THC is. Don't play. And technically, because of that, there was a forfeiture, the failed drug test. The judge ruled that he had broken terms of his probation and will now serve 30 days in jail in the county in Dallas as a part of the original deal. So basically, this is not him getting additional time. This is him serving a consequence of breaking the terms of his probation. So he's going to do the full 30 days in Dallas County Jail. He should be scheduled to release mid-June 2026. But for future violations, they could definitely lead to more serious penalties. So if I was you, I would do like Stephen A. Smith said, Rashee Rice, and stay off the weed. Okay, because the Kansas City Chiefs need you, especially in the case where your boy Patrick Mahomes is going to be coming back from that injury. He's going to be needing all of the weapons he has available so that he can do exactly what he needs to do and get the Chiefs back to where they were. And then, of course, big information and news coming from the world of baseball. Our guy, Alan Perales and Scott Kolb, who do this show Around the Diamond, I'm sure will be giving us more coverage of this information. The MLBPA's initial CBA draft is an ambitious document that seeks fundamentally rebalancing the economic and competitive landscape of Major League Baseball. Now, that's just fancy ways of saying that they're going to try and level out the playing field for some of the teams in smaller markets in and around the Major League Baseball scene. So minimum salaries and introducing a competitive integrity tax to push for earlier free agency and an expanded draft lottery. Those proposals aim to empower players and foster a more competitive league. While these are just the opening salvos, and what promises to be a contentious negotiation, details released thus far indicate a clear vision for the players and the union for an equitable and dynamic future in baseball. The coming months will determine how much of the vision becomes a reality, but still, in the sight of the players and the union is a lockout. Because, of course, when you're talking about messing with players' money and the decisions that they can make on terms, especially in baseball, y'all know how baseball contracts are. You'll be signed up for 10 years and, you know, getting $50 million every year. And if you mess that up or you shorten it, baseball players will definitely find a way to disagree. And a lockout is a possibility and on the horizon. And then last but not least, we have to do a somber thing here at the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. And tonight we have to talk about Kyle Busch. Tonight at the Rec Room Sports Radio Show, we will take a moment to honor a true giant in the world of motorsports. Kyle Busch, two-time champion, one of the fiercest competitors of NASCAR. Kyle wasn't just a driver, he was a force. He was passionate. He had edge, relentless on not only the courses but off, and helped shape an entire era of racing. He pushed competitors to be better. He thrilled fans after every week and left his mark on every track that he touched. Kyle Busch represented what it meant to compete at the highest levels, fearless, driven, unapologetically authentic. His legacy is going to go far, way beyond the wins and the championships, and it lives in the intensity and the excitement and the spirit of NASCAR itself. So in essence, man, we're just going to just say a big, shout out and respect to the family and the family members of Kyle Busch, because word on the street is there are some in and around the area of the North Florida area who may be within earshot of this broadcast. So we just want to make sure that they know, the bushwhack era, which was dominated across all three series by Kyle Busch, was one of the biggest things. Two times Cup Series champion, proved his elite status. His intense rivalries and unforgettable confrontations are one of the larger things that are going to happen. The Candyman, quote unquote, as Kyle Busch Motorsports, will be remembered as well, because, of course, beyond driving the Craftsman Truck Series, Kyle Busch Motorsports became dominant, providing opportunities for numerous drivers to enter the sport. And basically, we cannot, skip past the main thing, which is Kyle Busch will be remembered as a family man. That is one of the main points we have to secure here on the show today. So somber goodbye to Kyle Busch and the Kyle Busch racing family, who, like I said, word on the street is they have some relatives here and around the North Florida area. So yeah, those are the headlines for today. But in other news, there are some things that we got to talk about, especially at the top of the show. Basketball is later on, but Bobby G and I were having a conversation off the air, and it seems as though he has to address some fans in and around the Cleveland area.
No, not the Cleveland area.
Beyond that?
These outsiders, man. These people come in like, and this is not the first time we've had to deal with this in Cleveland, but this time is significantly worse. And what we have is this community of fans that I like to call Shadurians. And they are fans of Shedeur Sanders. They're not Browns fans. They're fans of Shedeur Sanders specifically. Now, I don't have a problem with these particular fans. What I have a problem with is the people who have just miraculously decided to wake up one day, purchase a microphone, and decide to become content creators. And all they do is report on the Cleveland Browns. They've never stepped foot in the city of Cleveland, never had a cup of coffee in the city of Cleveland. But all of a sudden, they know everything about the city of Cleveland. The media is terrible. The coaches are racist. Everything is stacked against you. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these people. Get it? Like, we had to deal with it with LeBron James. I get it, because I too, and I'm not just a Browns fan. I'm not just a Cavs fan. I'm not just a Guardians fan. I am a fan of specific players. I love watching Patrick Mahomes play football. But do I host a Kansas City Chiefs podcast? No.
Tanner Dawson does. I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Tanner, but I don't know enough. I loved watching Emmitt Smith play football. I loved watching Micah Parsons play football, CeeDee Lamb. Do I host a Dallas Cowboys podcast? Do I come to you and tell you how terrible your local media is? If they're treating your players up? No, because it ain't my business. I just watch these guys play on Sunday, and I enjoy it for what it is. My loyalty, my dedication, my thought are with the Cleveland Browns. I report on the Cleveland Browns, and that's where I keep it. But these people just come in, and they've got, like, you look at their page, they've been creating content for 7 years. And you go back through the annals, and now all of a sudden, every day, they're making content about the Cleveland Browns when they've never spoken on the subject before. Like, get off of my city's peanuts. Stay off of our planters, so to speak. Talk about your own team and what they got going on, because you have no clue what you're talking about. And then you just regurgitating things that you hear from other people. You don't even have your own thoughts and ideas. Like, it's so, like, again, get off my city's planters. Like we doing bad by ourselves. We don't need your help. And it's so frustrating. So frustrating, and just, go about your business. We was fine without you, because I know you had nothing but bad things to say about it's a dumpster fire over this, that, and the third. And nothing but bad, but now you see it's a little change to be made, because you can make some content off of Cleveland. Nah, bro, get off our back. We was cool without you, and we don't need you now. So, There's a button that I use on Fridays. I wish I could use right now, but that's neither here nor there.
Bobby G. Sometimes, man.
Look at Bach. And Bach is take a shot. No, that's the problem. We don't need these people talking about us. We don't need it. Don't need it.
Listen, but you can always catch Bobby G and our guy Big Mike from the Man Cave on Game Time 2 and 6 at 2:16. Cleveland time. Which is technically 3:16 on the East Coast, but you can catch them definitely on their podcast.
Cleveland is in the Eastern time zone, right?
Sometimes my brain gets the time zones conflicted because I'm always like jet setting in my mind. But 2:16 is 2:16 still in Cleveland. It's just that Bobby lives in Vegas. That's why we're talking about it like that. Of course, AP Allen, right about now is one of those times where we're getting ready to get most of the flood of information from like OTAs, and we're getting ready to hear the Cowboys rigmarole start to roll out. The carousel of Cowboy information will begin to ooze from the pores of Dallas reporters and fans. I know you're excited about that because football is right around the corner. All my Jacksonville Jaguars fans, all my Jags fans, I know you're ready. We're going to have a little Jags time on here. Don't worry about that. We're not going to exclude the Jags. But AP, I know you're ready to start the wheels turning for the Cowboys organization.
What's funny? It's actually been very quiet this offseason. Than the moves that have been made, which, it's kind of nice. Feels kind of nice for not having to hear Jerry in the news for once. But yeah, it's getting closer. Got getting into the OTAs here pretty soon. I'm ready for it. To kind of piggyback on what Bobby said, is like all these content creators on outside media sources. It's like the same thing going on in the NBA too. It's this monkey see, monkey do type of reporting that you hear something on mainstream news like ESPN or whatnot, and then everybody just comes out and says the same thing. It's like, come on, y'all can be better than that at the very least. So yeah.
Well, we're going to be right here doing the monkey see, monkey do too. That's what we do right here on the RecRoomSports Radio Show. It's your boy K with your mama's #1 draft pick. We got to play some ads real quick, but we'll be right back and we're going to go ahead and get into it. The Eastern Conference Finals was entertaining, but at the same time, it's something we're going to have to get into. And we got our guy from P5, Evan Wheeler, in the back. I can't wait to bring him in. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, O'Brien, play something for your boy.
Yeah, man, if y'all ever want to come through, come check out the shop, Unique Trends and Styles. We got a lot of stuff to do. Game room. Come check out the great barbers we have in here. Anybody could cut you up. Fresh cuts every day, clean cuts. Consistency is the key, and we always got you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big shout out to Pop Smoke, man. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. We got a New York state of mind today as we get into the Eastern Conference, and the NBA Finals is on the horizon. I feel like this has happened so quickly, but at the same time, it's happened quickly for a reason. The New York Knicks, shout out to my pops, the biggest New York Knicks fan I know. The New York Knicks are headed to the Eastern Conference Finals, fellas. You know, and later on we will get a chance to see the Spurs and OKC go into Game 6. But I feel as though it would be disrespectful to not get into basketball with one of our favorite guests, a FOTS, a friend of the show, if not a friend, a cousin, a brother, someone who covers the game inside and out and actually teaches it to the youth. He has to come back. But you know what? Family is important. So let's go ahead and get into it as we bring in our guy, our friend, our brother, Evan Wheeler for P5, ladies and gentlemen. Evan Wheeler, what it do?
Yo, what up, fellas? Bobby Allen, what up, baby? What up, Whit? How y'all doing today? Can you hear me today? Are we doing okay? Is the audio okay?
Yes. Thank you very much for making the adjustment for us, bro, and getting where you need to so we can not only hear you, but see you. Evan,
My brother, I've been stressing, man. So I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. It's good to hear you guys. Good to see you guys.
Okay,
I got
we
Ace
see
with me
Lil Man
today,
in the
too,
back.
man. Yes, sir.
What's up, Ace? We see you. Thanks for joining us here on the RecRoomSports podcast radio show on ESPN 690. So many things are going on right now. But first of all, bro, congratulations on the new edition.
Oh, my gosh, man. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, everyone that I've ever talked to that had both boys and girls always told me, hey, man, when you have that daughter, life changes forever, brother. And the second that she was born, man, whole life changed. So I'm super blessed, beyond grateful. Her and mom are doing good. We're a little over 2 weeks old now, so everything is great. So I appreciate it so much, man. Marley's doing awesome. So thank you.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for joining us and taking some time away from your family. And, man, so you've been gone. The basketball has continued, and now we got to talk to you, bro. So
Let's
Eastern
go.
Conference Finals, in the midst of you being away, 11 Knick basketball games were played, and magically they have won all of them.
Everyone.
Not lost a single one. But let's just focus on the Eastern Conference Finals between the Cavs and the Knicks. Somewhere there are a lot of ramifications, things that have changed, things that are going to go on in the offseason. I'm going to bring in our good friend, my favorite uncle, Uncle Scott. Thank you for joining us as well, Scott. Evan, let's go ahead and get into it, bro. Your view from your world of basketball on the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. First of all, Bobby, I'm sorry, bro, because the Cavs let you down and they let me down, brother. So let me just be fully transparent. I don't want to sound like I don't, take up for what I say. So I did actually pick the Cavs to represent the East, coming out of the East to play in the finals, and I have them playing against the Thunder. So I was a little frustrated that they couldn't even get a game, but my son is a Knicks fan, man, so I got to be okay with that. So as long as Ace is rocking with the Knicks, I'm okay. So I'm going to give you kind of my aerial perspective, and I'll let you guys know what I think. So the first thing that I want to say is I think Donovan Mitchell is a great player. I really believe that he is a great player. I am not quite sure if he can be the number one on a championship team. Wow. There's just a little bit of inconsistencies as far as with his leadership. I think he is a fantastic scorer and he can play defense and he is great. But I just feel like if they had another guy in there with him, I think he could be a 1B. I'm not saying that he's a Robin, but I believe in the talent. I just think that they need somebody besides a James Harden trying to take away from that. I don't understand how in crunch time moments, Donovan Mitchell does not have the ball and James Harden, we're settling for mid-range jumpers and different things like that. And you guys know me. say I'm a James Harden fan from a while ago, so it's a little bit difficult for me to continue to try to take up for a guy who's continuing to fall flat on his face. And I just hate it for James Harden. But I think in sports every now and then, man, there's just some guys that are supremely talented that just don't have the intangibles to be able to be a winner. And I think, unfortunately, James Harden fits under that category. And I think he has I don't want to call it anything too negative, but he definitely rubs off on a lot of guys the wrong way, in my opinion. And when it comes crunch time, when it comes in difficult moments where you got a guard, like you're 6'5" with a big body, man, and you're getting ISO'd out in the NBA, and these guards are going at you left and right, and you can't stop Josh Hart, you can't stop Miles McBride off the bench. I mean, you can't stop anybody. So very, very frustrated by that. I think if I'm a Cavs fan, I've got to look at this offseason and say, listen, man, the LeBron talk is great. I'm not sure replacing LeBron for Harden is going to get you where you need to go. So I do think the Giannis talks are going to be real. And I think that you're going to have to package one of the either Allens or Mobleys and try to get somebody else in there with Donovan Mitchell, because as much as I love as much as I love Jarrett Allen and his ability to control both sides of the floor in spurts, the inconsistency is too much there for me as well. I think he's a 20 and 10 guy consistently, and I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't be with his quick twitch. He's great out of the dunker spot. He's got great hands. So he has a lot of things that I think that he has to continue to grow in. And I feel like Evan Mobley may be stunning that a little bit, and maybe vice versa the other way around. So I would like to see one of them be able to stay and then somehow package that for Giannis. I think Jarrett Allen, Giannis, Donovan Mitchell can win the NBA Finals. I really believe that, especially coming out of the East. So that's where I'm at with the Cavs. As far as with the Knicks, man, I just have to be fully transparent. You guys know I'm a LeBron guy, man. So I was kind of secretly hoping that the Knicks were going to lose and LeBron was going to want to be like, hey, man, let me go play with the Knicks for the last 2 years. But I think that's completely blown out the window, man. I think the change from Karl Anthony Towns being just either a post-up threat or a three-point threat and putting the ball in his hands more and let him be more of a playmaker. I listened to some podcast the other day, some guy just ripping Karl Anthony Towns, talking about he's the most overrated #1 pick and this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, he's all NBA. He scored over 70 points in a game. He's been a multiple-time All-Star. Like, he might not be the best big in the league, but you can win a championship if Karl Anthony Towns is on your roster. I really believe that. So I think the switch, what the Knicks have done to allow him to be more of a playmaker out of the mid-post, to be able to use his passing ability and his fact that he's 7 foot and he can see over most. He's ambidextrous with both hands. He's very athletic despite looking somewhat clumsy. So I think that, along with Jalen Brunson just putting his foot on the NBA's neck and letting everybody know that he's that guy, and you don't have to be 6'5" and play above the rim in order to be successful. I would say Jalen Brunson, pound for pound, is one of the most skilled players in the NBA. And I think that the last 2 playoff runs over these last couple seasons, you've been able to see that. I couldn't be prouder for New York. 1999 was a long, long time ago. I was only 9 years old, so that was crazy. My mom worked in New York for a little while, so she's a huge Knicks fan. So could not be prouder for the Knicks. Transparency, I am an SGA guy, so it's going to be a little hard to root for the Knicks over the Thunder, because I am so excited to get to the next segment, because I have so much crap to say about my boy SGA and about the free throw stuff, because I am so sick of it that I could just vomit. But we'll get to that in the next segment. But I would say shout out to the Knicks. I was worried about the Thibodeau switch. I think I'm happy for Mike Brown. That's really awesome that he was able to make it to the NBA Finals. And I really hope that they give it a good series. If they go against the Spurs, go Knicks. If they go against the Thunder, it's going to be tough for me. But just super proud of that organization and love the way that they play, man. Any young team, any team trying to grow chemistry, any team that needs to learn what it looks like to play hard for all 48 minutes, the New York Knicks, every single second of every game, you're not going to look back and be like, oh, Mikal Bridges is not running hard. Josh Hart is not running hard. OG Anunoby is not playing defense. You're never going to say that. Those guys are locked in every possession. They got a captain at the helm that can be the #1 guy on a championship team. And I'm just really proud of the Knicks, man. So sorry for the spew, but thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to talk a little bit.
Nah, bro, we was waiting on that.
Yes, sir.
So, of course, we got a couple questions from the gang. I see Uncle Scott. Uncle Scott, what you was thinking, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, by the way. Let's talk about one guy, James Harden.
Oh, man.
Everybody, not everybody. Some people were saying James Harden to the Cavs, that'll cemented for the Cavs. The Cavs will get to the finals because of James Harden. We've seen this over and over again with James Harden. He gets into these playoff series and into these pressure situations, and he doesn't produce.
Absolutely.
I'm done with the James Harden going to a team and him making the difference. You in the same boat, Evan?
Oh my gosh, brother, I was never even remotely one of those people, and I'm a James Harden fan. I've had to argue back and forth for the last 10 years about he's a good player and he can get it done, and I've been let down time after time after time. I really hate to say this, but he falls in the Kevin Durant boat with me, man. It's just like, you're not going to get me over the top no matter what these guys say. Now, if Kevin Durant goes to Oklahoma City or if Kevin Durant goes to the Knicks and they can just sign him as a free agent, then heck yeah, man, you might help them win the championship. But if we're talking about trading assets, you're telling me that the Rockets wouldn't have rather had Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green? Like, are you kidding me? Kevin Durant played one game in that series. Imagine how different that series is with the Lakers being injured if they have those guys. I don't mean to reminisce and go back, but just to make a small parallel, I feel the same way about James Harden, man. As much as I liked him in the career, I thought the one chance that they had was the CP3 injury with the hamstring. I thought they had a chance. Other than that, man, it's just been a bunch of false hope. So I'm with you, brother. Good to see you, Scott, by the way.
Good to see you too, Evan.
See,
yes, sir.
Here's something I'm going to throw back at both of you guys.
Yes, sir.
Is that, to me, that's been a misconception. I think a lot of people misunderstood what that was. Now, flip it this way. Forget the past and him being a missing piece to a championship. Would you have rather had James Harden this year or Darius Garland? That's the question.
You asking me?
Both of you.
Oh,
Because
Darius Garland.
Scott's original question was, but see, and that's the thing. Like with Darius Garland, I don't think we beat Toronto.
No, I agree with you, Bobby. I don't think you beat Toronto with Garland either.
Right, and that was the issue. It wasn't, he's the missing piece. It was, we need somebody to be a little bit more consistent
for sure
than Darius Garland can be. And I think he filled that need greatly.
I like that. That's a great point.
Yeah, but I also think that Harden was turning the ball away too much. This is on Kenny.
Absolutely.
You need to take that guy out of the game, sit him on the bench, put somebody else in, and say, "Okay, James, you're not doing the job. Somebody else is gonna do it for you." So I'm half on Harden, but I'm also half on Atkinson too. He did not do what a coach should have done, which is take Harden out, sit him on the bench, and say, "You're done. You're done. I can't afford turnovers anymore." So
100% agree.
And they re-signed him too, man.
Yeah,
they re-signed him, man. So Bobby, to answer your question, man, listen, I liked what I saw in that play-in game from Darius Garland. I was blown away by that. That's a different style of play than he usually played for the Cavs. I know he's a little undersized, and I know the inconsistencies with defense. So I know that there was a lot of reasons why they felt they needed to move on. I just think reevaluating what my process was, I should have just put the James Harden factor in there and realized that was going to be an issue with the Cavs potentially making it all the way to the finals. Because I really wanted him. I wanted him to make it, man. Like I'm a fan. I was a fan. So like I really would like to see him at least get to the pinnacle and see if he can make it there. But I just don't think I'm with Scott, man. The mercenary stuff and the you go here to do this and that's just not going to work anymore, man. It's just, it's never has, it never will. That, you know, a 2017, 2018 Kevin Durant is not walking through these doors, you know, again with some of these teams. So I feel like I'm definitely with you on that. I don't know. That's a tough one, but I think you would have probably, if you wouldn't have gotten past Toronto without Harden, then clearly they made the right decision there because you made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, which is a huge stepping stone in the right direction.
Yeah, it's wild to me because, and this is one of the things I wanted to say before we go to Allen. For my recollection, and everybody can correct me if I'm wrong, I remember a James Harden who was not so much of a cone, so to speak, on the defensive end. I really was thinking about, you know, even OKC and even partially the Rockets, James Harden would guard the team's best player. This was not an episode in which he was able to function well doing that. And it's very disheartening, if just like you are, because there are other people who are James Harden fans who said that, okay, he doesn't have to be the guy. You know, he's got Donovan Mitchell, and Donovan Mitchell went out there. He put up 28. He put up 31. You know, he didn't have to be the complete all-in, no-out scorer. But if somehow, some way, once great coaching like Mike Brown said, hey, look, if James Harden is in front of you, get the switch, get in front of him, and do him in. And it worked on multiple occasions. Alan, go ahead with your question, bro.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Harden's mindset, when he became more offensive, that's when his defense suffered. When he in his career said, I got to put 30 points up, and it might happen in Philadelphia, he became a less than ideal defensive player and more, I've got to fill the bucket up. And he can't get that defense back again now because he's later in his career. I don't know why it is.
Can you do that, Evan? Can you lose defensive prowess?
I'm going to be honest with you, man. It doesn't look like from a physical standpoint. I mean, he's still got the big barrel chest. He's still built. He's still in good shape. It's not like this is the, late night wings James Harden where we're trying to figure out, what's going on with that in the Magic City. I just think, man, as a coach, brother, I'm going to be honest with you. I would say that at the end of the day, it comes down to energy and effort. But maybe sometimes there's just players that are quicker, faster, and better than you. And so if we can't find a way to navigate through all the switching, there should have been something done in the huddle about, hey, we have to figure this out, whether, you have to fight over and glue and get over each screen, or if we're going to go over, or if we're going to just switch the big right off, or whatever we have to do. There should have been some game plan instead of them being able to just 2016 finals where we just sat and found Curry every single possession and just went at him and scored, and they couldn't make a difference with that. I just think that that's hard when you're getting a player isolated. But I feel like James Harden, 36 years old, 37 years old, you can't tell me that what these other guys are doing and still being able to move like that he can't still sit down in a stance and guard somebody. I think it has to do a lot with energy and effort and want to. A lot of that stuff, man, I hate to say it, but he just looked disinterested. I mean, when you're standing straight-legged and you don't even have your arms out and you're kind of just not even trying to hedge out on switches or not trying to run off closeouts or anything like that, then, that's an energy and effort thing in my opinion.
100%, bro. Alan, you got one before we go to break?
Good defense, and the other, up until the Brunson thing, and I'm not like the Brunson, that was terrible. He played good defense. He was
solid.
He played good defense against Toronto, against Detroit, and up until they discovered this freaking switch even game one, he played good defense in game one until the Brunson thing. So
exactly, because it wasn't an issue in the previous two series. It wasn't a problem. I mean, Toronto wasn't ISOing him out. Right. So they found a weakness, and Mike Brown just said, you know what, in the NBA, we can spam this action over and over and over, so I'm going to do it repeatedly until you stop it.
Yeah.
Alan, go ahead and get yours in before we go to break, bro. Okay,
so lately there's been a lot of talk of who's not necessarily the face of the NBA, but who are some of the top dogs that people always go to. Obviously, they talked about Anthony Edwards. They talk about Luka Doncic, Giannis, all these guys. Wemby's kind of being thrown up there now, SGA, what have you. If the Knicks win an NBA championship, do we have to start talking about Jalen Brunson being a part of that conversation?
You're asking me because I'm going to answer you, and I'm going to say, unfortunately, no, man. I'm going to say, unfortunately, no. And I'm going to say this. I agree with one of my friends and fellow podcasters, man, Brother Sports Guy. Shout out to you. I love you, buddy. But I'm going to agree with you, man. I'm going to agree with him, man. I think the face of the league has been a little bit overstated. I think there's only been a few face of the leagues. I was mentioning this to Whit in a private text messaging conversation. I mean, other than really Jordan, Magic, and LeBron, I mean, have we really had a face of the league that lasted for 10 plus, 15 plus years, that moved the NBA forward like that? I think those are those three guys, and I think we've been trying to force somebody for the longest time, and I think LeBron would have been more than willing for somebody to take that mantle, but I just think nobody has taken it yet, and we'll get into it in the next series, but they're trying to go ahead and crown Victor, man, who I love, and I think Wembanyama's great, but we got to pump the brakes, including myself, because we got way ahead of our skis after that first game, and I know I'm not the only one.
Man, so check this out. This is what we got, guys. Eastern Conference is crazy because, of course, we got to find a way to go and talk about the Knicks. But don't worry, we got a segment for that because somebody has prognosticated the idea that somehow, some way, Jalen Brunson could become the best Knick ever. Anyway, before we do that, we definitely gonna go ahead and let you know, man, Unique Trends and Styles. I don't know if you know if you've been living under a rock, but right about now, they've got 2 new barbers. That's right. You can holler at D, you can holler at Unique, and go in there and get fresh. And when I say fresh, I'm not talking about regular fresh. I'm talking about fades. I'm talking about side parts. I'm talking about the whole season. We got the lineups and all right there at Unique Trends and Styles, 266 Blandon Boulevard, Suite 8A. And then, okay, what you know about this? We got Miss Sheree on the locks and the wicks, so you can come in there and get your tape up, and you can get your retwist all in the same space. So once again, don't forget, stop by Unique Trends and Styles. CD, see Unique. Tell them that you heard it on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. Get that discount on your boy. Big shout outs to Biff. Big shout outs to Shannon. What it do, Flip? What it do, Josh? We see you. Right now, we're going to go ahead and get to a quick break. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk about the Western Conference Finals with our guy, Evan Wheeler from P5. Hey, Brian, play something for the boys.
Let's go.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We back. It's the boys from Rec Room Sports. We in the New York state of mind. Oh, big shout out to that. Yo, that's a classic. Y'all know about that Nas. Of course, we're being joined by our guy from P5, Evan Wheeler. And Ace, we see you back there, bro. We're hanging out with the homies, of course, and we're talking about the NBA Finals are being one of the things that are on the horizon. But before we get to the NBA Finals, we got to get a complete synopsis. Y'all know the word synopsis is, right? We got to talk about what's been going on with the Western Conference Finals, because later on we will be definitely in on Game 6, but we definitely want to see a Game 7. So let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. Western Conference Finals Game 6 and 7 to me is necessary. I know how it goes. If the Spurs lose tonight, unfortunately, the season for them will be over. But this one this one right here, this Western Conference Finals matchup, I almost feel like I can't get enough. I want the Spurs to win, and then I want to see Game 7, two of the most important words in sports, locked in OKC. I know Alan likes that, and I would love to see that matchup. So, Evan, from your world once again,
Yes, sir.
the matchup of Titans, if you will, for the Spurs and OKC. What you thinking, bro?
Okay, so listen, I got to start with this, bro. I got to get it out about SGA right away, okay? So, just so we're on the same page, the San Antonio Spurs have shot 143 free throws in this series, and the Thunder have shot 132 free throws in this series, okay? So, I just want to get that out. So, the Spurs have shot more free throws than the Thunder, so can we please stop the narrative about the free throws is the difference in shooting? Also, my man Shea is averaging 8.5 free throw attempts per game, okay? He is down from what he was averaging in the regular season. So if you think that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander getting 10 to 12 points from the free throw line is the difference in winning the game, I understand that there's a lot that goes behind it, right? You're picking up fouls on key players. There's bonus situations. I understand that we're trying to manipulate some things. And listen, the media is pushing this narrative super hard, right? There was a bad viral clip of the first couple games of where SGA was falling down a lot. Some of those, yes, we're flopping a little bit, okay? But also from a basketball player who has hurt both of his ankles, some of those, when you're not giving me a space to land, or if I go to shoot and your body is connected to mine, that is a foul. I do not care whether it's SGA or whether it's Michael Jordan. That is a foul. Also, another thing that I would like to say is SGA is not blowing the whistle for himself. The referees are blowing the whistle. That has nothing to do. Now, I understand that he is a little bit of a foul baiter. We just talked about James Harden, right? But the difference with my guy SGA versus a guy like Luka or a guy like Harden, my man Reggie Miller said this yesterday. Actually, I don't like Reggie Miller because he doesn't like LeBron, but it is what it is. But he said yesterday on a podcast with Dan Patrick, one of the GOATs, he was literally talking about how SGA, if he doesn't get the call, he's sprinting back down the floor to play defense. He's not just sitting there laying on the ground complaining to the refs, asking why he did not get a call, in my opinion. So whether you like the way he plays or whether you don't, my brother and I go constantly back and forth against this. He's the most efficient mid-range player in the NBA. He's got the best body control out of any guard. He can create space in a phone booth. He's very Kyrie Irving when it comes to that, on how to use little small twitchy patterns or different off-body movements. He uses his cross jab well. He's really good with his opposite foot as far as getting your defender to move. So he has all these crafty ways. He can finish both hands. He's up off the glass. He can shoot. He can do everything, right? So what I don't like is that we are turning this guy who is a reigning MVP in the finals, a two-time reigning MVP in the NBA, playing against a guy that they've already passed him. So everybody's already saying that Victor is already ahead of SGA and he's the face of the league and all this stuff. And I understand. We saw that first game and everybody was a witness of that, right? Has to be one of the top 5 to top 7 playoff performances that we've ever seen. I mean, I stepped away from the TV. I texted Whit that night and said, holy crap, they better not let this dude win the championship at at 22 years old and start this run now, because it's going to be scary what it could be. But we also have seen that the game plan has shifted a little bit. And the reason why the Thunder aren't shooting as many free throws as the Spurs is because they're not driving down to the paint constantly, because there's a 7'9" unicorn in there that's dispelling all of the shots and everything going on. Also, in the last series, I'm sorry I'm going a little bit off, but I have to talk about my guy SGA. In the last series against the Lakers, he was double teed almost every single possession down the floor. So of course his numbers are going to be deflated from what he did in the regular season because the defense is different. Now he's playing against the Spurs with the already crowned greatest player defensively that we've ever seen in Wembanyama. And then you have multiple athletes, Keldon Johnson, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Vassell, Ron Harper. You have all these young, athletic, big-bodied guys that they keep throwing at him. So it's not like he's just going against these random scrubs. So forgive me if his points per game are down to 27.5 this series instead of 32 like it is in the regular season. And by the way, if I didn't mistake this, I think the Thunder are up 3-2 with a chance to close it out tonight. And I don't think that the narrative has been about that. Now, the next thing I want to tackle really quickly, I'm hearing the bench. All right, it's all about the Thunder bench. It's all about the Thunder bench. Well, of course, they have 4 guys that come off their bench that almost play starter minutes. So, of course, their bench is going to be much different than a Spurs bench that comes off with Carter Bryant, who's as green as me. You know, he's never played any real Western Conference Finals minutes, and he's bounced back okay. But they got the 6th man of the year, Keldon Johnson, that comes off the bench, and that's really it. Luke Cornett plays backup minutes for Victor, so you're not getting anything there. And Harrison Barnes is my age. age. So you're not getting anything from Harrison Barnes. So the matchup has been amazing. The coaching has been superb. Both of these coaches are unbelievable. They're two of the best coaches in the NBA, in my opinion, and I don't even think it's close. I would put them both probably in that top 5 to 7, if you will. And I just think that we have to have the Wemby game 1, and I believe it was the Wemby game 4. We have to have, or game 3, we have to have those performances if you're a Spurs fan, if you want to get it done, because your other guys are not going to consistently beat the Thunder's other guys. You're getting Caruso, you're getting AJ Mitchell. Now you got the nail-painted demon in Jared McCain, who's coming off and has the greenest light that I've ever seen. Have you ever seen a player come out in a Western Conference Finals in his first start in year 2? This dude took 18 shots and he played well. So it's like you got a guy coming off the bench that can do that, along with AJ Mitchell, who could be an all-star one day. You don't even play Nikola Topic, who was a top 5 pick. You're about to get another guy this year. If the Thunder somehow knock these guys off in the next 2 games and win this championship, we're going to be having some serious dynasty talk about what's going on in Oklahoma City, because despite all the foul baiting bull crap, they're still winning all these games, and it's not particularly close when they do win. So as far as tonight, I'm going to call my shot. I believe in SGA. I think he's going to close the deal tonight, because I think you're going to have one of those Wemby games if they're going to take it home. Now, if Wemby comes out and we go 30 and 20 like those averages were after game 3, maybe he has 5 blocks. But the Wemby that I saw the last game was a Wemby who was tired, a Wemby who was beat up, a Wemby who, okay, bro, if you're getting crowned as the guy and the next face of the league and you're the best player in the world and all these talk shows I have to listen to this crap, okay, well then you better come out and you better show us, bro. Go ahead and knock the Thunder off tonight at your home. You better not lose. And then go to Oklahoma City and beat them and then go win this championship. Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen in the future, that we might look up in 10 years and this dude might have 7 rings and I might be eating my words, because I do think Victor's amazing. But for this series, man, I'm going to continue to ride with the veteran leadership and the best player in the NBA in SGA.
Wow.
Evan, why
Okay.
do you down on a swollen head? Why do
Yes,
you have
sir.
to go down on a swollen head?
Also, by the way, to piggyback off Evan too, talking about the you take away every free
Did I
throw.
lose you?
I was gonna say if you
No,
take
you're
away
still here. You still here? No, you're still here.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you can hear.
Oh, yeah. He did. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all
I
good.
was gonna say-
We made it.
It's all right.
That's the thing.
I was going to say, to piggyback off of what Evan said, you take away every single free throw from this series. This series is already over. Like, OKC would have won 5-4-1 already at this point. Like, it's seriously, like, why are we making this about the free throws? It don't make sense.
Stop.
And-
Well,
Stop
we're not going to make it
defending-
about the free throws, but we definitely going to make it about the top of the hour. Evan, you know what? We love you for coming through, taking some time for us, bro. You know, we know you got some things to do. You got some things going on. I think you had one last question for us before we broke up.
Where's Jay, bro?
Oh,
Where's
man,
Jay?
you know what? That's crazy. You know what? Right about now, our guy, Jay, is on the road. And if I am not mistaken, he is analytically in Miami with $1 million in his bank account. But he is actually in real life currently on the the south side of Chicago, where sports like basketball still reigns supreme. So big shouts out to the Chicago Sky. Football, aka soccer, where Chicago FC reigns supreme. And then somewhere, somehow, you gotta not somehow forget to mention the Chicago White Sox. Anyway, we're getting right into the top of the hour, man. Thanks, Evan, again for joining us. This is the Rec Room Sports Radio
Thank
Show
you,
right here in
fellas.
the Anajar Levine Studios. We'll be
Thanks,
back
Evan.
in just a minute. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate y'all, man. See you soon.
I have to go pee real quick.
Way to make your debut, kid. Hey, great debut.
Yeah, man, if y'all ever want to come through, come check out the shop, Unique Trends and Styles. We got a lot of stuff to do. Game room. Come check out the great barbers we have in here. Anybody could cut you up. Fresh cuts every day, clean cuts. Consistency is the key, and we always got you. Thank you. Yeah, man, if y'all ever want to come through, come check out the shop, Unique Trends and Styles. We got a lot of stuff to do. Game room. Come check out the great barbers we have in here. You know, anybody could cut you up. Fresh cuts every day, clean cuts. Consistency is the key. And we all.
Okay. It's your boy K with your mama's overall draft pick. We are live from the Anna John Levine Studios right here in Jacksonville. That's right, Duval. So somehow, some way, we had Evan Wheeler come through and rip the first hour apart with his analysis of both the Eastern and Western Conference Finals matchup. You know, I know the guys had a lot of things to think about because, of course, we had to keep it going because of the breaks. So, gentlemen, I saw some questions in relations to what was going on with the Western Conference. So, in terms of what we will see tonight and going forward for the Spurs and the OKC Thunder matchup, what were we thinking?
Wemby better get his butt down in the paint. That's all I'm going to say. Stop shooting from the outside. The worst thing that could have happened to Wemby is he hit that 35-foot three at the buzzer. He now thinks he's a three-point shooter and a perimeter player. He's not. Get in the paint, dominate like you can. Whether you block any shots or not, it's a different story. You change players coming into the paint and shooting if they see a 7'5" guy standing right in front of them. They have to either shoot it way too high or they pass it. So Wemby, get off the three-point line. Do not shoot a three tonight. Get yourself in the paint. Get some lobs. Get some dunks. Get some easy shots. Get to the free throw line. That's how San Antonio wins. If Wemby's on the perimeter, San Antonio is going to lose that game tonight and be out. But if he's in the paint, they have a good shot at going to Game 7 at Oklahoma City.
So basically, you're telling him to go be a center. That's what it sounds like.
Mitch Johnson, the head coach of the Spurs, please get him in the paint. Yell at him. Get him in the paint. Stop on the perimeter.
I 100% agree with you, Scott. One of the biggest things or biggest takeaways, and Evan kind of alluded to it, game one, when he went like 18 to 22 and the 17 shots were in the paint in the first half, that is what I think is a necessity in order for them to acquire a W tonight in game 6. We've seen them play defensively, and he doesn't even have to necessarily completely shut down the paint, but he does have to aggressively make them change their minds about doing certain things. And I think that's a huge part of what it takes for the Spurs, because, of course, Wembanyama being, 7'5", stretching his arms almost makes him close to 8 feet. All he's got to do is be available to make you change your mind. I don't need you to block the shot. Just make me make him second guess. Make him think, oh man, he's too tall. I can't get it over his shot. I can't get it over his arms. That's all you got to do. And a lot of that comes from him being, aggressive on both ends of the court. But I think just a little bit, what's been going on with him has been the fact that he's been in a lot of tussles recently in these last 2 games. And he could be wearing down a bit, especially from being aggressively handled on a regular basis by the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know Bobby G had a thought before we had broke away for the break. Bobby G, what you got going on?
Well, first, and shout out to our boy Mr. Wheeler. I was gonna tell him, and I'm sorry, I'll say this with all due respect, Allen, SGA ain't the best player in the NBA.
Wow, what?
He's not better at basketball than Anthony Edwards. Start right there. But that's neither here nor there. With the Wemby thing, it's easier said than done. Like, we just look at him and we see the stature, and it's like, oh, just go down there and do this and do that. People forget it takes big men longer to develop than guards, especially at the professional level. We were spoiled once upon a time with big men coming into the league ready to play because they had spent 2 to 3 years in college. Tim Duncan was a 4-year player in college. Like, we got spoiled by that, and now with the straight out of high school, which turned into the one and done, these guys aren't coming into the NBA ready for low post play. Like you said, yes, Wemby is getting frustrated. You know why? This is the longest season of his career, of his life. he's taking more punishment this season than any other season, and it wears on you mentally. He is mentally exhausted more so than physically, I believe. Obviously, it showed in the series against Minnesota, where he finally got fed up with it. So him going down defensively, you absolutely 100% agree with you guys. It's got to be a presence, but offensively, it's a little bit more difficult. Once you play games 1 and 2, they've literally seen everything you have to offer in the post, and they start to shut that down. He doesn't have the bag to just go down there and dominate. And obviously he doesn't have the physical stat. He's still growing. He's 22 years old. He's got to get his quote unquote grown man strength, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I've told you guys on several occasions, said it here, I've said it in the hoop. When Victor Wembanyama learns how to play basketball, he's going to be unstoppable. At times, it's hadn't come. It's going to take him 2 to 3 more seasons till he's in the same breath as a Duncan, as the great big man. Right now, he's going to settle for that jump shot because he doesn't know what to do. If he can't out height you, mm-hmm. If he can't do that, he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's not physical at all.
Yeah, and then because he's playing with guys who can physically match him, they just can't reach with him. So it's like if they get him in the position where they can eliminate his height, which is I can push him a couple feet away from the basket, he doesn't know what to do, and then that's why he's settling for the jumps because he just doesn't have the bat, quote unquote. So yeah. I think it's a wrap tonight. I think it's over tonight.
What? Oh man, come on.
I do as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the thing with Wemby is you take away his free throws in Game 5, he only scores 8 points. He only hit 1 shot in every quarter, which is not something you want to see out of a guy like him. Also, it doesn't do you good when you're eating junk food an hour before the game either.
No, wait a minute.
Oh, come on. I ate junk food an hour before the game.
No, literally, people saw him in Bricktown. I don't know where he was, but they were seeing him chowing down 30 minutes before the game. So,
Beast Mode ate an entire bag of Skittles, ran 3 touchdowns on the Cowboys. So you should know
better. Hey, man, Skittles.
But I'm just saying, it's like it seems like he's gassed. It seems like he's done. Especially if the Thunder come out hot tonight. I agree with you guys. I think the series is done. Should have been done earlier, but hey, if Wemby comes out, has a Game 1, Game 4 type performance, he'll take it to Game 7. But I'm sorry, Wemby. If he doesn't, it's over tonight.
I don't think the Spurs are going to come out slow. I think they're going to come out fast. What generally happens in these situations? The team that's down 3-2 comes out fast and throws haymakers at the other team. Now it's up to Oklahoma City to stay patient. They'll catch them in the second half. So let the Spurs go up by 10 in the first half. Oklahoma City has the mentality and the mindset to come back from that, and I think that's going to happen tonight.
Yeah,
I'm really in that. This has been a back and forth series the entire time. Both coaches have found a way to rise or have their team rise to the occasion. This is one of those where I really feel like, we're going to be watching, NBA TV years from now, and they're going to be playing back this 7-game series. And notice how I say 7 games, because for me, if I got to say something right now, I think that the Spurs will win tonight. Okay. Will they win the series? That is yet to be decided. But tonight, I think it is. This is what I'm saying. The other day, Victor Wembanyama did something that I think should be noticed or has been noticed by the league, okay? Because he was warned for not coming to a post-game press conference. I think that is the heart of Wembanyama coming out. He did not want to talk because more than likely he would have said some things that would have got him fined. And I think, Bobby, you have a point about, centers, big men who normally or used to spend lots of time in development in college. Victor Wembanyama has been playing in France in big places since he's been like 16. He's been playing against Rudy Gobert half his life. So the idea that the stage is not where he belongs currently, I think we just have to give him a minute, because I also feel like the things that make him, the fabric that makes up Victor Wembanyama, is being tested right now. He understands the game of basketball, especially in America, is played different. But those FIBA rules are something he grew up on. He has the ability to make different plays when playing by FIBA. But right now, when he's when the heat is on, the pressure is building, he has to play a certain way. And I'm not going to say foreign to him, but it is the way that is going to create more difficulty for him in the long run, because he's going to have to get big. Yeah, he's going to have to swing those elbows. He's going to have to show brute force, which is not necessarily his game, even though he is 7'5". He's going to have to be Slim Shaq, if you will, Slim Olajuwon, if you will, because that is what is required of him. What he would like to do, oh yeah, he got the cross. He got the 1-2 dribble pull up. He's been working with Jamal Crawford. We've been hearing Jamal Crawford and Reggie Miller on the games in the broadcast constantly talk about how good Victor looks in certain quarters, and how in the offseason Jamal Crawford was getting his game to another level, working with his handles and giving him some moves to quote unquote put in his bag. I get it. But in order for you to win this series, Victor Wembanyama, put that bag down. Pick up a hammer. Pick up a sledgehammer, as a matter of fact. Pick up a nail gun, and do something different, because this is where the terms barbecue chicken come into place when it comes to Shaquille O'Neal. You have to barbecue chicken your competition. Do they have barbecue chicken in France? I'm not sure, but I would think that. Huh?
They do. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. See, look at that. Yeah.
Issue with.
I was about to say, as a well-traveled man, Bobby G, you would know. But if we need French barbecue chicken, brother, okay, I'm gonna look it up on on Google in a minute to see what the words are. But that is what we would need from Victor Wembanyama if he's going to win at Game 6 at minimum. Because right now, anything else where you're relying on Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, anybody who don't get me wrong, these young men on this young team are playing well. I don't think I expected the bench and the others, quote unquote, from the Spurs to play this well, but they have been. And I got to give them credit where credit is due. But I also got to give a big shout out to Unique Trends and Styles. That's right, y'all. You know what it is. If you want to look your best, if you want to get that elite cut, you want that fresh lineup, you want that crispy edge with the razor, you know what it is, man. You got to go to 266 Blandon Boulevard, Suite 8A. What's going on, D? What's up, Unique? I see you. Of course, the new barbers are in the building, and they are tearing it up right now. So if you go or you call Unique Trends and Styles, if you look it up on Google, you can make an appointment and let them know that you heard it right here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. You will get that 10% discount on your first cut. And when you get that first cut, I promise you, you will be coming back. So remember, on Blandon Boulevard, closer to the Orange Park area, 266 Blandon Boulevard, Suite 8A. Right next to City Thrift. Y'all know what City Thrift is. They got the Peanut Man out there. Shout out to Rob the Peanut Man. I went to go get some peanuts the other day. My man had the flavors on deck. Big shouts out to Rob the Peanut Man, because he gave us a follow as well. So remember, Unique Trends and Styles. Come in as a customer, return as family. We'll be right back because we got a couple things to get into when we talk about what's been going viral during these NBA playoffs right here on the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. Hey, O'Brien, hit that music for me, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, man, if y'all ever want to come through, come check out the shop, Unique Trends and Styles. We got a lot of stuff to do. Game room. Come check out the great barbers we have in here. You know, anybody could cut you up. Fresh cuts every day, clean cuts. Consistency is the key, and we always got you. Thank you.
Ain't no half stepping. That's right. Ain't no half stepping with the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. It's your boy K with your mama's #1 draft pick. This is ESPN 690, and we are here in the Anajar and Levine studios right here at Cox Media. But gentlemen, as we have been doing our coverage of the NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals, the incumbents on our respective network, that's right, the ESPN network and other networks at large, have been saying some things. Let's put it like that. They've been out there jumping out the window with some of these takes, and I would be remiss to not bring them to the people who watch us so that they can see for themselves or hear for themselves some of the things that are being said. Some of these players have been putting on a show, but are they in the bag in which everyone else may be putting them in? Because the job's not done, but they've been doing a great job thus far. I'm going to give a signal to Brian because first thing first, we're going to play a clip, which I believe is a really good one, right? Recently, we've been having moments in which Skip Bayless has been returning to the forefront of because, Skip Bayless is one of those guys where, when he says things, he means what he says. It's very thoughtful, and it's also very thought-provoking. So first of all, Brian, Big Dog, do me a favor, play me that sound bite from Skip Bayless. All right. Yeah. So that's Skip Bayless basically giving Jalen Brunson his flowers as the leader of the New York Knicks. And I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. But here goes our good friend, Mad Dog Russo, on First Take on the possibility of Jalen Brunson ascending to the title of the greatest Knick ever. Now, see, if you know anything about ESPN First Take, Mad Dog Russo is a historian. He was going to tell you Walt Clyde Frazier, Bernard King, Patrick Ewing. Jalen Brunson is none of those guys, but that is his opinion, and he is entitled to it. And he's been doing this for far longer than we've been alive. So big shout out to Mad Dog Russo. So, gentlemen, to the topic at hand, in terms of virality, once again, it's been going viral that Jalen Brunson could ascend to the best Knick ever if he were to win the NBA championship. Are we feeling the same way? Or are we in disagreement?
Disagree. There's plenty of Knicks that even I didn't see, that I've seen clips of and I know of, that should be held in higher regard in New York. Willis Reed, Clyde Frazier, Patrick Ewing was pretty good. He didn't win a championship, but he was Mr. Knick for a long time. I mean, Red Holtzman, who coached the Knicks, he was successful. So I'm sorry, but Jalen Brunson is not Mr. Knick to me, even if he wins the title. So,
even if he wins the title?
Even if he wins the title, he's not.
Bobby GSC over there with that thought-provoking look on your face. What are we thinking in terms of Jalen Brunson possibly ascending to the best Knick ever?
I'm gonna say I agree. Like, first of all, but it just goes into this thing that New Yorkers have about New York being the best of everything.
Yeah,
like that plays a huge role into it, because if you want to go in the modern era of basketball, the Cleveland Cavaliers honestly are a bigger organization than the New York Knicks. Like, so that's a fact. So, like they won the last championship, 70, 76? Something like that?
No, it was earlier than that, but 73, I think. Somewhere.
70, like Biggie said, 1970 something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have all these great players, but again, what do they do? And what's the goal? The goal is to win the championship. So he came there. If they are able to finish the deal, well, number one, he would have to win MVP, right? Because the thing that gave him the ability to compete for this championship, you kind of can't deny, is the fact that Mike Brown actually took the ball out of his hands. It made Karl-Anthony Towns a primary playmaker. So he's going to have to overcome that by winning. He has to win Finals MVP. It has to be convincing. And I mean, obviously they have to win the championship, but if you want to give him, like, he's done something that Ewing couldn't do, King couldn't do, Mark Jackson, Sprewell, Allen, like, name a Knick. He's done something that they all couldn't do. He brought him back to relevance. Relevance. And and the other fact that, remember, this team is together because he took a massive pay cut to have it be together. So that would also, you have to put that into his legacy.
Yeah.
So I'm with it. If they finish the deal and he gets MVP, it's tough to debate against, right?
AP?
Maybe not with one championship, but if they somehow find a way to keep everybody together and get a little bit of a dynasty going, yeah, absolutely, I would put him at that spot. But I don't know. I kind of agree with Bobby on the fact that there are other guys having bigger roles than, not necessarily bigger than Jalen Brunson, but it's sharing the load weight, so it's not all on Jalen Brunson. So you can't necessarily say he's the only thing that's gotten him there, which I know he's the face of that franchise, so I guess that's the only way you could say it. But, like I said, the Knicks didn't start having major success this postseason until Cat's role changed and Mike Brown made that call. So I wouldn't necessarily put him at that spot just yet. Now, if they come back into the finals next year and win it again after winning it this year, absolutely, I would consider putting him as the best Knick of all time.
Now, I'm with you guys. The jury is out. Growing up with a father who is a supreme Knick fan, I've heard about pretty much every Knick ever. Bernard King, Walt Clyde Frazier, Patrick Ewing. It's very tough to overcome those names first. Patrick Ewing did not win, but part of the argument was that Patrick Ewing faced Jordan. Patrick Ewing faced Hakeem Olajuwon, 2 of the top 15 best players ever, and he gave it his all on both occasions. Then it's a slippery slope of names right after that, because you can throw in Mark Jackson's, you could throw in maybe a Sprewell, but the names aren't as consistent as aren't as consistent with winning and finishing at the top of their respective conference as Jalen Brunson has been. I am somewhat in the space with Allen. If he gets to the finals even and wins, all right, that's one. But I need him to repeat this over again. Now, the Knicks have been at the Eastern Conference at the top of the standings for quite a while. Let's not forget, the almost Jalen Brunson could have done it by himself twice, but it happened to, be against both the Celtics and the Indiana Pacers, who will return to prominence, hopefully, when Tyrese Halliburton fully recovers from his Achilles tear. This is going to be something that I think will be, for lack of better words, seen in the future. Now, is he making a case for it? Certainly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If there's a 2A or a 1A, Jalen Brunson's name is right there in pencil right now. Hard pencil. Wow. Big, number 2, ignorant size when you're a little boy, thick pencil. Put Jalen Brunson right there because it's working for him. He came there. He was talked about. They said the move wouldn't do anything, but somehow, some way, him improving the roster, not just with the scoring, but also his facilitating, has been one of the key pieces in the Knicks ascending to the top of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Eastern Conference repeatedly. It just so happens that Mike Brown has come in and made a great coaching change, in which, in my opinion, had to be made, where he's put the ball in Karl Anthony Towns' hands. That's a part of coaching. Hey, was it a necessity? Yeah, it was. You want to know why it was a necessity? Because it worked. You know what did work? Tom Thibodeau playing 7 people every game all season. That did not work. You know what I'm saying? So right now, if we can get Mike Brown to figure out a way to have the Knicks repeat such a thing, I think we can slide Jalen Brunson up a notch past the greats of the Knick allure and the Knick past, and possibly put him up closer to number 1. Bobby G, you had a viral moment. I know you wanted to discuss with the people, but I think you shall return in just a moment, and that's all right. And then, of course, Uncle Scott, you had one as well. Your viral moment in terms of what we've been seeing from the broadcasters on these games. What you got?
Okay, so NBC is doing which series? They're doing the Western Conference. Western Conference. Reggie Miller is the lead analyst for NBC. Reggie Miller in the second quarter, I think it was the second quarter, says, I've seen enough. I've seen it all. The Knicks are winning the championship. Quote, unquote. You're doing the Western Conference Finals, and you're promoting the Eastern Conference champion as the NBA title holder because you've seen enough. they've played some teams that weren't as competitive as them, Atlanta, and Cleveland. And you're ready to crown the New York Knicks the champion before you find out who they're playing and that your company is broadcasting that series sitting in front of you, Western Conference Finals. Bad job by Reggie Miller. Don't say that on the air. Your team, your company is broadcasting first year in the NBA, back in the NBA again. We all remember the NBA and NBC with Marv Albert, Fratello, all those guys. Don't go about saying the Knicks are definitely going to win the championship, that you've seen enough. You could say the Knicks are really good and one of these teams is going to have a tough time against them, but you've already crowned the Knicks the champion. And if the Knicks lose in 4 or 5 games, you look foolish for saying it when you're broadcasting the Western Conference Finals. So Reggie Miller, please shut up. Shut up.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was a big moment in the game. Alan, you had something to say about that one as well?
It's kind of a disrespect to both the Spurs and OKC at that point. And, especially if they watch that back and be like, oh, okay, I guess it doesn't matter if we're playing for a right to go to the finals. Everybody's already crowned New York to win the championship. But Scott's completely right, though. Look at the competition that the Knicks have faced. Atlanta, yeah, they're a good team, but they don't really have any superstar talent on that roster. 76ers just completely ran out of gas in that series. I think Knicks top to bottom were a much better team than what they were. And then once that game 1 happened, Cleveland they were gone. They were pretty much gone for the rest of the series. So it wasn't really like they got challenged at any point on their way up here. So, I think it's a huge disrespect to both. And, of course, between him and Doris Burke, it's been a wonderful series to listen to every time you have to listen to one of these two people during an OKC game, because they just love to hate on Oklahoma City.
Now, don't you talk bad about Doris Burke now. Doris Burke is a saint.
I'm sorry. She may be a saint in other media, but she is public enemy number 1 in Oklahoma right now. So I'm just going to say that.
Okay,
well, Bobby G.
Let's bring Doris Burke on with. Doris Burke, come on.
Right after we repeat, Scott. Right after we repeat.
I'm going to get Brian on there. Brian, please do us a favor, Brian. Send Doris Burke an email, check her availability, see if we can get her on the show. Bobby G, thanks for rejoining us here on the broadcast. Yeah. You had a viral moment that you wanted to bring to the forefront, and I'd love for you to elaborate on that, my good sir. Please. Thank you.
Absolutely. And it's great that I have, you and, Scott, 2 Celtic fans. But mine is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown hopping on his stream, literally.
I agree.
Less than 24 hours after being eliminated in the first round of the playoffs, saying that this was his favorite season when he plays for a team who has a championship or bust pedigree. He himself is a champion. Matter of fact, he was the MVP of that championship, and saying a season in which you weren't the number 1 seed, you were eliminated in the first round of playoffs, the best player on the team missed the entire season, saying that this is your favorite season. And it's I guess it's more so the timing. Like, come on, give us a couple of weeks, bro, to come down from the letdown. But to do it less than 24 hours after losing, the big thought of it was like it was disrespectful to fans of the team, to the organization. So you, as Celtics fans, how do you guys feel about that?
That's a great question.
I am a Celtics fan. I feel disrespected. If I'm Jason Tatum, I'm pissed beyond belief about it. I'm ticked off about what he said, because that's basically a backhanded slap in the face to Jason Tatum. This was my favorite season.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, your championship season wasn't your favorite season? Really? Right. Seems strange to me. And then you go off on the officials. I mean, stop. Just stop going off on the officials. I'm tired of listening to him going off on the officials.
Yeah. Or just your favorite season was playing without me. Like,
right. Right.
And this is where I'm going to say, because, for me, the idea is that Jalen Brunson is an intellectual beyond my and most of our comprehension. He has the affinity to somehow get into his thoughts and elaborate in a way in which, for a player, is not necessary. He's got his little Twitch stream. He goes in his room. He says what he wants to say. You know what I mean? And especially for a man of intellectual prowess, a lot of times they want you to do the opposite. Don't talk. Don't say nothing.
This is why.
Just let it just, let it just soak in a little bit. But Jaylen Brown, he goes in that room, he closes the door, he gets on the video game, and he starts talking. I get it, bro, 100%. This was the year that you got to be the old you. You know how everybody says it when you talk about the NBA players. They were all the man somewhere before they got to the NBA. If they're a role player, they were the man in high school and college. If they were on the bench, they were the man at the McDonald's All-American game 4, 5, 6 years ago. Whatever. Jaylen Brown had it in his mindset that, let me tell you guys that this is what I can do. And that's okay. This close to the losing, I think that was in poor taste. I think that's what it was. I don't mind him saying that. And I think that, in my opinion, Scott, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown know each other well enough to go, hey, bro, I know what you meant. It's like, if I get to drive the car without my best friend going to work one day, I get to play all the music I want to play. I want to play.
I don't know if you would agree with this. And I don't know if Bobby or Alan would agree with this too. But if I'm Jason Tatum, I'm going to Jaylen Brown saying, "Hey, brother, what's up? Is there a problem? Is there a problem with us?"
Yeah, no, and 9 times out of 10, that has already happened. I'm pretty sure.
I'm hopeful it happened. Yes,
it's already. Hey, man, I'm not saying that I don't want to play with you. I just want to tell everybody, look, I had a great time being the man for a little bit and not having to pass. And Joe Mazzulla let me do me. Shout out to Joe Mazzulla, who won Coach of the Year, by the way. It worked.
No, he's gonna get fired. He's gonna get fired within 2 years.
Oh yeah, 2 years from now. But the point is, it worked. Without Jason Tatum, they figured out a way in a season which they were going to call a scrub season, because there was no Jason Tatum. They found a way to win, and win handily. Might I admit, except for maybe around that time that they lost to Charlotte. But anyway, this is what we're going to do, guys. We're right here at the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. We got to do a couple things before we get to the top of the hour. Big shouts out to Evan Wheeler, who joined us during the first hour. And, of course, big shouts out to our guy Jay, who is out there on the road somewhere in the south side of Chicago, making it happen. So don't forget to check out our Instagram posts from Jay when he visits your local arena, stops at a game, goes and picks up a hot dog from a stadium. He will be out on the street at your local bar very soon. So keep an eye out for Jay from the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. Hey, Brian, we got one more break. Play something for the boys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the home team for the Rec Room Sports Radio Show right here on ESPN 690. Guys, we had a great show. We got a lot going on, but I thought Alan had one more thing in terms of viral moments. Alan, you got one on deck, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, it's just been anything Jay Williams has said for like the past month. And when it comes to, especially against OKC, like, I get it. People are upset. And again, this is something that Evan kind of talked about earlier too. It's all the foul baiting talk, all the flopping talk, all the the monkey see, monkey do people on the internet trying to talk about it and try to get famous off of it. It's like, come on, y'all. Like, he's not the only one who does it. And it's not just the Oklahoma City Thunder that do it either. Every team has either a player or there are hundreds of players that do it. The only reason why people are upset about it with OKC is because they won a title last year. And they're a small market team. If this was any team other than Oklahoma City, if this was the Seattle Supersonics, this would not be being talked about.
Why
not the Seattle Supersonics?
I can tell just by reading some body language from people, because I did take a psychology course in college. There are some people still bitter about the Thunder moving from Seattle. I'm just saying, it's like, I'm sorry. Guess what? Seattle's going to get a team back here pretty soon, so it'll be all water under the bridge. They're going to get all of their records and stuff back. I don't understand why. I don't understand where the hate is from.
Yeah, I mean, they got a place they want to hate from, Alan, and unfortunately, it's involving a long standard feeling of removal from the psyche of where basketball is played, especially in a town in which they feel as though they developed the game enough to still have a team. That's why they feel that way, bro.
I mean, we're getting a UFL team soon. Come on now.
The UFO.
And I don't know. I don't think it's as much with the Thunder as I think people are just frustrated. Like, why make a rule if you're not going to use it?
Hey.
Like, you come up with this flopping rule. I think I've literally seen it called once.
Yes.
Since it's been input.
Agreed.
So it's like, why make a rule against something and then just, we're just going to completely ignore it. And I think people are frustrated with that more. Like, if you create this as a deterrent and you never use it, there's no deterrent. So I think people just like, if you call it once, then maybe it stops for the game. You know what I mean? But I think people are just more against the complete ignoring of the situation versus play. Because like you say, the Thunder aren't the only team to do it. SGA isn't the only player, viable to do it. But if the refs don't do anything to stop it,
they're gonna keep doing it.
Right, players are gonna keep doing it. So
yeah, I'm with you. They're gonna find a way to use it, and I'm gonna just refer to this. So part of what I think was an evolutionary moment was, especially in sports and basketball, was James Harden figuring out the step back. This is the step back. We know, right? Y'all know that? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when James Harden, everybody was talking about, James has been working on a move over the summer, and it's going to blow your mind. And we was like, no, what is it? And then when it got unveiled, it was the most ridiculous thing we had seen, because we're like, that's a travel and this and that. James Harden went and perfected the move, and then he also perfected the original foul baiting, which was going to the lane and somewhat flailing, but he was so strong that he would get struck and still make the 2-point play. So get the and one. I think that's a big deal. You know what I mean? It's not an everyday thing, but somehow, some way it's what took place. And I think that if we are going to be realists about the sport, SGA is taking what was given to him and transcending time. That's it.
Can I give you another one, Whit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Any good coach, and I've coached a long time. Any good coach, one of the first things you teach your players is Euro step. And when that came into the NBA, everybody was like, "That's a travel. That's a travel." It's not a travel. Mm-hmm. Euro step is a legal move. But again, like the flop and like the step back, everybody said that's a travel. Well, it's not a travel. I mean, people look at it. Well, how can he go from the foul line to halfway down the lane without dribbling the basketball? Because he uses a Euro step. It's not a travel.
Yeah. Shout out to Ginobili.
Before the pivot foot hits the floor, it's not a travel. Sorry, just the way it is. That's another move that people went crazy about when it came in.
Yeah. And they hadn't realized that move's been in the NBA since like 1988.
1988, exactly. It must be a new move. That just came in. Nobody used that before.
Ginobili just made it look so wild because he was so athletic. So, because the thing was, Ginobili would do the Euro step, and that second step would be the dunk on your center.
Yeah.
Okay. It was, and that's when everybody was like, "Hey, he's cheating."
That's not right. There's no way he does. That's a trap. No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not.
All right, guys. So before we get into the final moment in which we all shared that we look forward to, let's get some predictions. Game 6 tonight. Who we got? Scott, go first.
Thunder close it out tonight.
Ooh, Thunder close it out. Bobby G.
Same. Thunder in a close one.
Do I have to even ask Alan?
Don't even ask Alan. Just what do you think?
No. Alan, go ahead, bro.
Thunder by 20.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Blowout?
Really?
In San Antonio.
If the Thunder don't win by 20, you got to come on next week's ESPN show with the San Antonio Spurs jersey on.
Wow, yeah. We're going to get you a hat or something.
And if the Thunder do win by 20, I'll wear something of the Thunder.
I've already said that if we go to the finals, I'm wearing a referee outfit the entire week on shows. So
wow, I like that. We're going to get you a referee shirt, and I'm honestly going to go Spurs on this one. I still think it's going to be close. I think Victor Wembanyama not coming to the press conference is going to make a difference in how he plays and how everybody else plays for the San Antonio Spurs. Y'all remember when he talked to Kevin Garnett in the offseason? This is the game where we see if that Kevin Garnett psychosomatic, let me tell you how to think, is actually working. And right about now, this is what you was going to say, Scott?
No, nothing. I'm all set.
And right about now, as we get close to the end of the show, hey, Brian, play that Slice of Life music for your boy right quick. Yeah. So, recently, I don't know if you know, but it seems like every other month or so, I have a child's birthday to celebrate. That is a blessing. Just recently, this past weekend, my youngest son, my big block of a baby, that's right, Israel Westcott, shared a birthday on the 23rd. But the funny thing is, life cycles and Venn diagrams oftentimes mesh, and it is the day after my grandmother's birthday. And she's no longer here, but on my timeline, all that popped up was her. And it made me think about, how, in essence, not only is the time that we have with new babies precious, but the time that we have with the people who are no longer here are precious, or is precious. Those memories, those things, those times, those smells, all of that is something that we need to hold on to. So I wanted to tell this. I hope Evan's still watching. I know he's getting ready to coach. But man, when you get the baby like this, and you get to hold him, and you get to kick it with him right now, that is a precious moment for me. And we went to Jekyll Island and in Georgia, and we went to Summer Wave, and let me tell you, little bruh was not scared of nothing. He sat there, waves rushing across his face, didn't flinch. Got in the lazy river with me in an inner tube and went to sleep. I ain't never had a baby go to sleep on an inner tube while it was moving. Bruh is too calm, okay? He has been here before. But when I say this is a brick of a child, let me tell you something. My man is going to be a defensive tackle or offensive lineman. I see it right now. Or he's going to be he's going to be the size of Jalen Duren, okay? And that is my thoughts and my predictions. But for everyone out there who is still has the opportunity to share in the life and the love of a child, that first one, always special. But then at the same time, with anyone who is still spending time with the loved one, any time that you have will be special. So take pictures, say you love them, and let's make it last forever. Not just in our minds, in our hearts, and also on our photographs, man. Take some pictures, because I promise you, when he get old, I'm gonna whip this out and I'm gonna be like, yeah, remember this? You remember this picture right here? And I'm a clown. Yes, I know I said whip it out, but I'm talking about the pictures, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, happy birthday from Daddy, Lil Izzy. Thank you very much. And guys, we had a heck of a show. Big shouts out to Evan Wheeler from P5 joining us today. And congratulations to the birth of his brand new daughter, who joined us no more than a week ago. So I know Evan is excited about that. So for AP Alan Morales, Uncle Scott Cobe, and Bobby G from Audible Sports Podcast, where life and sports meet culture, this is the Rec Room Sports Radio Show. We're going to get out the door. Peace.
See ya.
Bye.